All right, so we're gonna do some more boiling. This time, we're gonna have two binomials have the same terms in both, but the only difference is one's plus, one's gonna be minus. And this is gonna be how all the problems are today. So if we go back, we're gonna talk about FOIL, and then we'll also talk about mentally like we did yesterday. So here we get x times x times -3, 3 times x, and 3 times -3. So this is our first, outer, inner, last. X times x is x squared. X times -3 is -3x. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times -3 is -9. Okay, what do we notice about these two in this middle that have the same, that both have x? They're going to cancel out because we have 3 minus 3 is 0. So what we're left with is x squared minus 9, which this, the answer is called the difference. This is a square. 9, now this is a square, it's basically 3 squared. We could rewrite our answer as that. We're not going to. We're going to leave it as this. But the ones we're working today are all difference of squares. So we could FOIL them out every single time. Or going back through what we did yesterday, if we can do it mentally, you know, we've got x squared. What's -4 plus 4? 0. So today that's going to cancel out. The x is going to cancel out every single time. And we got -4 times +4, which is -16. This only works if these numbers are exactly the same. This has a coefficient that's the same, whether it's 1 or they're both 2, and these are the opposite. So one of them is positive, one of them is negative. The order could switch. So again, we start x times x is x squared. 5 minus 5 gets us 0, so we have no x's. 5 times -5, -25. So this is, again, only if they are the opposite sides, but the exact same numbers and the exact same terms. Let's say we have a coefficient out there. But again, we have the same numbers, but opposite signs. So what is 2x times 2x? 4, and we have x times x is x squared. 6 or -6, +6 is canceled out. -3 times +3 is -3. So again, we have a difference. Is this a square? Square root of 2 or 4 is 2x. The square root of this one is 3. So that's the difference of squares. Let's see if there's anything else. Do one last one. This one we're going to make bigger. There's a method, a reason for that. I'm going to make the opposite way. Okay, now we're good. That's going to be what we're going to finish with. Sorry. So now we want to take this, like we just did. So we get x squared minus 9. We want to take the answer and come back to what we started with. So we want to say, what were the factors of this? So anytime we're given one like that today, we look for, do we have a square? Do we have a square? Is it subtraction? Is it the difference of two squares? If so, it's kind of like saying, give me factors of 12. Okay, 4 times 3. So we want to know what two things to multiply to be x squared minus 16. You know, x squared is going to give us x and x. What's the square root of 16? 4 and 4. One of them's positive, one of them's negative. The order didn't matter. I think we could switch the order on that. I'm going to get to this one eventually. So let's do a couple of those. So do we have a square? Do we have a square? Is it subtraction? Yes. So x square root of 36, 6 and 6, one of them plus, one of them minus. And let's say we've got 4 here. So is the first term a square? So this is a square, and then you have to check, is this number a perfect square? Yes. Is this a perfect square? Yes. So we'll start with our 25, gets us 5 and 5. What's the square root of 4?
2x.
So that gets us 2x and 2x. One of them's plus, one of them's minus. So now the reason I've been saving this one, let's look at, is this a perfect square?
Yeah.
Yes. So let's start with that one. We get 4x and 4x. Is this a perfect square?
Oh, no.
25 times 25. Okay. So we get 25 and we get 25. One of them plus, one of them minus. Wait, this was a 4, sorry. This one was a little bit different. So if it's 4 and we do the square root, we cut it in half. So basically we've been cutting it in half over here. What's 2 divided by 2? 1. So all the others we've been cutting them in half, cutting that power in half. So we took half of 4 is 2 and 2. But now let's notice, we still have another problem in this one, don't we? Because we have a square, and we have a square. So we get 2x, we get 2x, 25 gets us 5, and 5, so 11 is plus, one of them is minus. So this one had 3 parts to our answer instead of just 2. You won't have a lot of those. Let's try one more like that. Okay, so we have a difference. Is this a square? Is this a square? So square root of 81 is 9 and 9. Square root of 16 is 4. 4x to the 4th, we said we cut in half. X squared. One of them's plus, one of them's minus. Do we still have a difference of squares in either of those? In this first one, that's our difference. We get 2x, 3, 3. One of them's plus, one of them's minus. So again, these will only be the last few where you'll have to do it a couple times, but that's look and see if you've got a 4th. If you have a 4, remember to cut it in half. Let's say by chance. No, easy one, it's too involved. Yeah, let's do one more. Yeah, let's do x to the 8 minus y to the 8. Do we have, I'm going to make more space. X to the 8 minus y to the 8. We have a difference. These are squares. So what do we do to our power when we do the square root? Cut it in half. Y to the 4, y to the 4, plus, minus. This one's plus, so we can't do anything more. Can we break this one down some more? So x squared minus y squared plus y squared. Now notice we still have a difference of squares. So x, y, plus and minus. So that's from right here. Bring this one down. I don't know why I put a square there. So we have y, x to the 4th plus y to the 4th. This one broke down into 2 parts. This broke into 2 more. So we have 4 parts in our answer. We have a plus. We have a plus. These 2 cannot be broken down in this one. Will we have a ton like this now? Majority of them will be more back. Let's go back to this real quick. difference of squares, so x plus 7, x minus 7. So for today, so on page 206, 1 to 17 odd, 27 through 39 odd. So 1 to 17 odd, 27 to 39 odd, page 206.